Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Just hopping on to do a short little live stream with the free-to-play account. So as you can see, we've been pushing it quite a bit, 16-28. So we'll go ahead and we will collect up our loot here. We're trying to get our heroes up quite a bit just because we don't want this account to be left behind. What's going on, Pseudo? So unfortunately, Heroes of Vesperia we can't do. We do have to knock out all of our dailies. I only got a little bit of time tonight, but we can go ahead and knock them out. I tried a couple times to finish the Voyage of Wonders. Still can't beat the very last boss. So hopefully we can get that, and that's why I'm hoping we can really do a push tonight, because that is 10 scrolls that's sitting behind the final boss. What's going on, Dad? Check your messages. On which account? Is it on here or is it on a different account? What's going on, Ron? So trying to do a little push here. That way we can not only get a couple more summons, but finish out the Voyage of Wonder. I think I have 5 days left, so it's getting pretty tight. But we'll go ahead and we'll knock out all of our dailies here. And as you've seen, I just got Belinda. So we'll actually swap her out. We just got Belinda in the mix, which is nice. And finally, the heroes are kind of leveling up. When is your guide out to the Voyage of Wonders? To the new one that's on here, I have a live feed where I actually have 2 live feeds where I did the new Voyage of Wonder. As soon as it comes out on the regular servers, I'll do the guide for it, which I don't think it's out yet. I checked a little bit ago and I didn't see it. Nope, it's still locked on the live servers. As soon as it comes on live servers, I'll go ahead and check everything. I'll go ahead and run through and make the quick guide. That way when it comes out on live. So we've been doing pretty good on the free-to-play account. I'm hoping we can push into Chapter 7. We just got our Mythic Plus Belinda, which is nice. We've been getting some good gear from Riz here. Starting to get the elite gear, which is nice. Sure, let me know, Ron. If you got some questions, just throw them in. I'll answer them, or a lot of people in chat usually answer them as well. So I know what will upgrade. What's going on, Javid? I just hopped on it. It's 9:45 here. So I know you're in a whole different part of the world, but just hopped on. I wasn't planning to tonight, but I got a couple minutes and I want to run through the free-to-play account, especially the dailies. If you guys looked with the, I know Javid says the daily, the 1 day loot trick, and everybody that's been going kind of crazy with it, what's working, what's not working. I actually did a video tonight. I haven't posted it up yet, but I went through and did all 5 accounts. So I just literally did all 5 accounts, and I went through and literally just did the whole entire thing, going to change the different servers, went and pulled everything, and I got loot on every single one. I got mythic something on every single account, which is kind of crazy. But like I've said, I've been doing it for days and days. I know a lot of people have said the little trick doesn't work, or if they're doing it wrong. Some people have said that they've gotten the loot every single time. Some people have said they've never gotten it yet. So I don't know what the trigger is to get the loot. Let's see if that'll save my diamonds for many pulls. It honestly, it doesn't make a difference overall. You can use your diamonds. Like on my main account, when I get 2,700, I go ahead and use the diamonds. I don't sit and bank them. The only reason that I've banked them before is to do videos. So if you're just a regular, most players will get 2,700 diamonds and just go ahead and use them all. You don't have to sit there and just stockpile them around. Plus, a lot of times it slows down. Yeah, as long as it's the 2,700 diamonds, you want to make sure you're not using less than that, because you get the $300 reduction if you do the 10 pulls. And I believe you don't get the guaranteed hero with the 10 pulls. Where do you get from the chest? The chests were actually these ones. This one I think is from the weekly. Or that one, these were actually from the Voyage of Wonder. It was from the Voyage of Wonder. This is the test server, so the Voyage is actually up here. The chest that I have right there is from the Voyage of Wonders. I was trying to think what chest, but if you're talking about the gold chest, how does it feel to be a free-to-play player? I love it. I like it. I think it's a good way to change it up a little bit. And knowing what I know now about the game, especially playing for, a year plus, I can focus on certain heroes. I know who to level up. A lot of the mistakes that I've made in my other accounts, I won't make here just because I know so much more about the game. I mean, it took a lot of time, but the daily chest, mythic gear out of. Oh, do you mean the 24 hours that everyone's been asking about? I got, I think, like 100 messages about the 24 hours. Yeah, I like this game a lot. I tried out the 7 Deadly Sins. Tried it for about an hour. Wasn't really feeling it. I know a lot of people have switched it because it just came out, and a lot of people are covering it. Didn't you feed Pharrell? When did I feed Pharrell? I don't think I've ever fed Pharrell. Some of the other heroes, yes, depending on the faction account, but. The mythic gear has just been the dailies. Like I've said, I don't know how many people or how many times. So what I do is when I get on the account, I go through, I collect my loot, and right after the reset timer, so this reset about an hour and 50 minutes ago. So I log in, I collect the loot, I defeat a stage, I collect the loot again, and I have mythic gear. I did it tonight. I recorded all 5 accounts. All 5 accounts, exact same way. I got a mythic item, whether it was an emblem, whether it was gear, out of every single chest. So it was kind of crazy, but I've done it for days now. It's been, I think, 6 days total. You said early game you feed Pharrell in your video. Early game, Pharrell's not that good, but now I would recommend saving him because even I'm using him here just at Elite versus other heroes. As he gets stronger, just like the Graveborn, as they get stronger, they get a lot stronger. If you've seen the Graveborn account has been way, way behind everybody else for the first, I think, 19 chapters they were behind. And now that the team that actually built, they were the first team, and now they're just behind the Lightbearer account because it seems like Graveborn just takes a long time to ramp up. Let me look at my messages. Pseudo sent me Livestream today. How's your free-to-play account going? I seen that earlier today, the free-to-play account that you started. This one I don't have enough essence to push to 101 yet, but still trying to unlock the mercenaries because I'm going to need help to go ahead and kill the last boss in the voyage. I've been getting absolutely destroyed. If you're getting the mythic gear on that account too. On which account? Because I have my main accounts chapter 27. Lightbearers are 22. I have 2 accounts, 2 faction accounts in 21, and then 1 faction account in 20. And they all got mythic something. So it's kind of crazy. And and I'll edit and post up the video. In the video, a lot of people said, well, can you lose a stage? Can you? And yep, I went through and I lost, I think, 2 stages before I finish the stage, and then when I finish the stage, I still got the mythic loot. Oh, well, Wukong you get free. So you get free, so you should be able to get Wukong. He's easy too. You get him free. And when you start running the labyrinth, as soon as you do the first clear, I believe the first or the second, it gives you a lot of tokens to buy another copy of him. And that's what I bought. I bought another copy of Wukong when I got to the beginning. Said you didn't know about Pharrell. When I started this game, I fed Pharrell. So even on my main account, if you guys look at my main account, he is only, I believe, Mythic Plus. I think Mythic Plus at this point. Because way back a year plus ago, I never used Pharrell. I didn't use any of the Graveborns. I use Baden all the time, which a lot of people don't use Baden. But yeah, I use Baden all the time. He is good and but kind of situational with his ads, because you'll get to a point where everyone just one-shots his ads. And then he can't do anything. He dies pretty quick. The one you're playing now. Well, this account is so far back. I don't think you get mythic gear till like chapter 17. I think it's like 17, or it might even be higher than 17. So I can't get the gear on this account yet. Now, I have heard that it works when you're starting to get legendary gear as well. That it's not just the mythic gear for the one day, that you can do the exact same thing with legendary gear. But I haven't tried any of it yet, but that's what I was hearing. What's going on, Sam? Just doing a little bit of the free-to-play account, trying to push into, I don't even remember where you get mercenaries, but I'm trying to get the mercenaries on this account. That way we can finish out the Voyage of Wonder before it ends. We got 5 more days on the voyage. It should be coming on the live, I believe, maybe tomorrow. I know it's pretty soon the voyage will be up on the live servers. I forget they had a date for it, so I know it's pretty soon though. And this account, it's that last battle. I've tried, and I ran it actually 3 times now. Horrible relics. I don't have the Sunstone, I don't have the Moonstone, I don't have the Ice or Fire. I think if I got a good combination of relics, I'd be able to defeat it. But it's been bad with the relics. And what I've also been doing, which I'll do when I do the guide, is I will go ahead and I left the camps in the very middle of the right side up. That way I could max out all my energy. Voyage comes on the 17th. I know it was pretty soon. So yeah, on Tuesday the voyage will be up. And I wish they did more, I guess, more content to it. It's kind of a cool dynamic, but I don't know. It just seems with the voyage, it takes about 15 minutes. Once you know how to do it, the voyage itself takes about 15 minutes. What's going on, Akira? So the voyage will pop up. You got, I think, 14 days to complete it. In 15 minutes, you'll be done with it. And then you're kind of left wondering what to do. Did you guys read the developer notes that just came out about some things they're working on with the developer notes? I always look through those. That always has a lot of information, and so does Reddit. Reddit's always got a ton of information. Someone Lightbearer. Yeah, I know. Every account I get Lightbearer. That you prefer mobile games. I've played Rise of Kingdoms too. Rise of Kingdoms, a lot of games like that where you kind of like SimCity, you build your town and everything. For some reason, I haven't been able to get into, and it looks like this is going to do the bug again where it won't let me do anything. I might have to restart this because it's not going to. Nope, maybe it did. And there's my mercenaries. So there we go. Let's see. Lucifer, he's actually in charge of the guild. Let me see. He's got one there. And I think I borrowed Ganji. If you're on Javid, let me borrow Shamira, and I'll see if I can finish that last stage. But I don't have Rose yet, and I can only use one mercenary here. I'm wondering if we get a tank maybe that can live, or a tank that can at least shield, we'll be able to get through that very last boss. Most of the games, I mean, I like the desktop games. I play a lot of both. I played a desktop for so long. I mean, I used to play World of Warcraft for almost 10 years. So this is going to bug, and it goes into the next chapter, but it doesn't let us go into the next chapter sometimes until we reload. ROC is the money game. It needs a lot of time. Yeah, anything like that, because even sometimes when I'm at work, it might be hours before I do anything with the game. And there was a couple games that I tried that not only getting the dynamic of the game is you do... Good night, buddy. Not only the dynamic of the game, it's hard to get into, or it's a ton of money if you actually want to be successful in the game. And this one, I feel like I honestly, I don't have to spend money. And if I do, which I like to, I don't spend very much. And making videos on it are pretty fun. So what do you guys got going on tonight? And I think... I wonder if I can just go back. Let me swap to my other account. So this was the first one that I created. Yeah, a lot of games that I've heard are just, it's just a money dump. I tried playing the, what was it? I think Dragon Quest was one. Again, it seemed like every couple minutes or every time you progressed anywhere, I was just getting spammed with buy this, do the dailies, buy the weeklies, do this. There was so much that it was just, it really turned me off to the game. Yeah, that's what I ran on my original was Light Bears and Graveborn until I'd probably say chapter 20 plus. And I know Nara's not the ideal tank. We still need another tank. We have Hogan, but that's it. But I like Nara's ability to kill people out. Nothing has been more satisfying than seeing Nara bust through Brutus's shield and kill him through his shield. It's so cool when you get the big kill ability with her. But I'm thinking of spending a little bit of money and doing some Stargazer for Mezoth. Because if you look at Mezoth, even the video that I did today that I haven't edited yet, I use Mezoth in Chapter 27 Elite, and he is just it's just crazy. He's just a monster. I mean, he has CC, especially when you have him with an energy team. He just stays in there and does so much damage. It's crazy with a tank that can CC. Because I was running him with Falks, so essentially you have, yeah, on my main Sam. Essentially you have Mezoth, which CCs someone, and if you can keep his energy up, keeps him in there for a long time, and then you have Falks who CCs, and then you run Pharrell who CCs, which you only have 3 targets left at that point. So it's crazy to see a tank as strong as he is. What's going on, Blanca? Seeing a tank as strong as he is with the ability to CC. I used him in the Labyrinth, and I ascended. You can't kill him. I mean, I'm sure if it stays like this, they're probably going to go ahead and nerf him. But he took Belinda ults and didn't even lose hit points. Didn't even get through a shield with a 5-star ascended Belinda trying to kill him out. I've considered, I like him just for the fact when he goes into ads. So when you look at all of the ads he has, not only does he do quite a bit of damage, which I'll show you, Even here, look at his damage, 106,000. He has the ability to tank. So he'll actually tank everyone on the front line. But a lot of people said when it goes further game, end game, he is PvP. That he is absolutely phenomenal with the haste debuff for PvP. And if you see here, he's tanking him. He's tanking Arden up here. They're tanking down here. Yeah, Nara's cool to see. So the ones that I have in the Voyage, the team's the 126, level 126 team, which is way overpowered than my team. Like I said, I might have to run it till I get some. Thank you, Javid. Yeah, I'm going to try her in there. I don't have Rosa yet, so I can't double alt. But I'm hoping she can stay frontline and tank. Because right now, even with Wukong in there, they kill him in like 30 seconds. He's dead. Or Nara in there. Nara, same thing. It's like 30 seconds and she's dead. And yeah, just look at Wukong. He's pretty crazy when he breaks into the ads. He's tanking everybody. Nara's got one target here, but Wukong has all the other targets. Yeah, I went through and did all my dailies on my other 5 accounts, so I wanted to hop over here. She ascended. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I want to do one. I want to see. I think I'm going to do a video with him, with Mezoth, but I'm considering spending a little bit to get some Stargazer cards to see if I can pull a couple more copies of him so I can test him just how strong he is. Because just having him at Elite, I've ran through a couple stages, and he's usually one of the last to die at Elite, which is just absolutely crazy for him to be that strong just at Elite in Chapter 27. Where I have Lucius, which is 3 or 4 stars at this point, just gets demolished, and Mezoth stays alive. To me, it just seems crazy, like it's kind of backwards. Where can I get Rowan besides on a pull? That's it right now. Or if you want to go Stargazer, but I wouldn't waste any of the Stargazer for him. Putting him in the list, I don't think there's anyone anywhere other than the wish list that you can actually get a copy of him. Sorry, I asked you or others. I don't know, because a lot of people have said the 1 day thing worked perfectly fine, that they did it. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know if you were on there, Kakami, but I went through all 5 accounts and literally just recorded the whole entire thing so you could see. On all 5 accounts, I went through and I did exactly, waited for the reset. I went through, collected the loot, beat a stage, collected the loot, all 5 accounts. Again, tonight, I got Mythic something. I believe I got 3 pieces of Mythic gear. I got 1 T-Stone, and then I got Mythic emblems. So I got faction Mythic emblems. Yeah, I can't imagine. Some people in my guild already have Mezoth to 5 stars with signature item 40. And even with the signature item is just crazy. He starts the battle with, I think, like 400 energy. So even running like Rowan and Mezoth is, once he hits the little bit more at the 600, you'll be able to use his alt. So pretty much right off the bat, within the first, like, I think 10 or 15 seconds, they said he's alting because he starts with so much energy. So right off the bat, he keeps a hero inside of him. And then combining him with Duro's Call, where he regenerates energy, because as his energy goes down, when it runs out, he releases the person in there. But if you have the twins Rowan with him with the call, his energy regenerates faster. So you can keep a person CC'd almost the entire battle. So it's crazy. How do you get so many diamonds on the faction accounts? Mainly from going through the stages. Where if you look, even like the Light Bearer, I pushed, I think, like 30 stages, 30 or 40 stages. And I only do the faction accounts once a week. So when you look at once a week, as I have all of the diamonds from all of the dailies, I have the diamonds from the weeklies, I have the diamonds from going through and doing the bosses, I have the diamonds from the labyrinth, and pushing all of the faction towers. So I do the 4 faction towers and I do the main tower, which gives you a lot of diamonds. Because when people look at my account and they're like, oh, you have 18,000 diamonds, in the course of a week, 3,000 of those are from the subscription card that I have. The other 15,000 diamonds on the account are earned. I don't buy anything other than the subscription card, and they give you 500 a day. So in 7 days, you got 3,500 diamonds. The other, 14, 15,000 diamonds are just what I earned from playing the entire week. And I just stockpile them. Where most people hit 2,700 and do a summon, I save everything until the beginning of the video. That's why even when you look sometimes like my rare soul stones from getting them in the dailies, the weeklies, and the tower, some of them I've had like 1,200 rare stones by the time that I get to the 7 days have passed. So anything you see in the faction videos, like I said, 3,500 or less, depending when I do the video, come from the cards, come from the 2 monthly sub cards. Everything else, you get a lot from the bounty board. I see sometimes I get a lot of hero essence from the bounty board. But a big chunk of them come from hard mode labyrinth. And even here, it seems like once I got Mythic Belinda, which they give you for free because Lilith absolutely loves the Light Bearers. They give you Hogan and they give you Belinda to Elite Plus. But once I got her, we're doing a lot more damage. So we're able to push through a lot of the campaign, which is exactly what I wanted to do. And Wukong's pretty cool to see. I used him at release because we got the free copy and stuff. But it's crazy, like Wukong, even at this level, is not very effective. Here he is. I mean, on like my main account, he's not very effective. Where Mezoth you can use. Yeah, Mezoth, it's crazy using him in Chapter 27. I'm still kind of floored. That's why I wouldn't be shocked if they nerf his abilities or some of his skills. So what else is going on? Yeah, so Mezoth starts with 500 energy with plus 30 SI. So essentially when he gains another 100 energy, he'll drink Rowan's potion to use his alt. So pretty much right off the bat. In most battles, he'll use his alt. Yeah, that's why I love running Pharrell. The fears. If you look here, and there's the fear. So he's taking all of this damage with his Horrify ability off of the targets. And there he just did it again. Anytime you see the big ghost demon looking thing come behind his head is when he's stunning the heroes. And there it is again. So he stunned everybody on the field. How do you know which faction you have to focus on? Do you mean for the faction accounts or for just a regular account? Sorry. How do I keep the faction account straight? Is that what you're wondering? Because depending where you are in the game, if you look anywhere, the strongest faction is the Light Bearers. So they said, especially if you're new to the game, if you're learning, Light Bearers are the easiest. They have the most support heroes. If you're summoning for Light Bearers, they'll always usually be your strongest team. Later on in the game, there'll be a lot of heroes that you replace, but which faction? It depends kind of who you're going for. Because even like my main account, I always focused on Light Bears and Graveborns. I never did any faction summons for Wilders or for Maulers. Yeah, light bears are the easiest, just to really understand a lot of the dynamic to the game. But then even in chapter 27, I have most of my heroes are light bears and most of my 5-stars are light bears. And especially adding Belinda to the shop, just absolutely huge, being able to buy her. Yeah, Falks, Rowan, Belinda. Yeah, and then you top it all off with Lucius, who, like I said, overall, I mean, I would probably say the best tank in the game for the situational, for the shields, for the heals, for the energy reduction. Just he brings a ton. And anyone that you use for support. So Rose, you're going to use for a lot of support. Rowan, probably the best support in the game. Everyone uses Rowan. And Wukong went down. All right. So we'll pick up that. I believe we got a little more of the campaign, so we'll go ahead and we'll do some summons. I'm hoping I can hop in and use Javid's Mercenary. So I can use him on loan. We'll see. We'll do a summon. Well, hopefully we can pull somebody else. I did a summon earlier today. We need one more scroll to do another summon. So we'll finish out the weekly. And another elite there. Very nice. There's Rose. Look at that. We talk about Rose. We talk about the Light Bears. And all of a sudden, Light Bears pop right up. Well, welcome, Rose. Let me see if I can finish. Chapter 22, Graz, Lucius, Falks, and Rowan. It's good. The only thing that you're going to run into is Shamira's damage have a tendency to fall off as it gets a little bit higher. So here I've been playing around with the team comp, and I think I'm going to swap out her and see if we can get it done, which I know she's not going to have any energy at this point, but I think I have all my alts up. So I'm hoping Shamira can do it. And that's what I'm hoping with the ads, is we can keep her alive. Because look at the ads. Maybe? It's going to be close. Come on, Shamira. Because they don't have any healers. We just got to be able to... Even here, man. Even Ascended. She is just getting destroyed. I think we're going to get it done. We got it. Look at that, Javid. Oh, we got it done. I was worried. I didn't want to have to run through that again. But we got it. Oh, and look what they give us, because there's nothing else to go through. All right, so we'll do our summons there. So we got a couple more. And our faction scrolls. Look at that. Whew. That was close. I was sweating a little on that one. But we got it done. Yeah, our Arthur's pretty much a beast. And faction scrolls, we're gonna save those for Light Bears. So we'll save those right now for Light Bears. And I'm not gonna waste gems to go swap them over. So we'll just like I said, we'll just save them at this point. Not sure. So here we just need one more fodder, and I'll actually get Belinda up because we're starting to pull a couple more copies of her. As far as everyone else, that's about it. Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy with how much damage he can mitigate with his shields. If you notice that, he didn't, yeah, he didn't even care that much about fighting her. All right, so that's all we got to level up for right now. But we did get some more chests here. Let's see, I think we get one more scroll out of here. Nope, maybe one more. So we'll try to push a little. Who should I work to replace Chimera with? Belinda. Belinda is just an absolute monster when it comes to damage, especially with Rose, if she can double ult. There's not many heroes that can survive the double ult of the combination of those two. Chimera is going to be situational. She does a lot of damage, and there's a lot of events that you're going to use her for. But overall, just her raw damage, the ability to actually kill enemies. I'll give Ivdura to Wukong if he doesn't really use the shield. Oh, yeah. The gear, how they downgrade everything. Yeah. So this makes her super powerful on my account with her blue gear. He has her ascended with a lot better gear, but it downgrades it. That way I just can't walk through everything with her. Yeah, between Arthur, especially because Chimera was right in front of him, so face to face, I believe he mitigates, is it 70% damage? So even with her ult, I was just hoping her heal would keep her alive, which it did. Yeah, which was awesome. That's exactly what we wanted, was to keep her up with her own heals. And that's why Chimera will carry. I mean, Chimera will carry through the first 20 plus chapters easy. People even use her further, 24, 27. But there are better options for the DPS, and that's why a lot of people usually replace her around that, is because of the burst. The burst damage like that Belinda brings, it does so much damage is the opponent doesn't have the ability to heal by the time you burst somebody down. Where Chimera's dot is continuous damage, it's not burst damage, which makes a big difference when you actually have to kill an enemy or try to get through a shield. Because a lot of times heroes will get shields up again by the time her damage does enough to get them down. Plus Belinda has an AoE. She has 2 AoEs and she buffs your team. And her signature, her plus 30 signature item is pretty tough to beat. But 7-32. Yeah, once he has Excalibur up, he gets the bigger shield. I believe it's a pretty good bonus to his shield when he pulls Excalibur up. And I almost have him built. I've still never seen his weapon in the guild store. I have all of his other pieces. If you've seen in the video, I have his complete set that I didn't buy for cash. I actually bought it out of the shop. Yeah, the faction tower that I have problems with is the Maulers. Where all of my faction accounts, the faction towers, I'm at level 100 plus. I believe the Maulers, I'm still at like 80 because it's so hard to get through the Mauler tower. I don't know if just how bad Maulers are, but I just get destroyed. Even on my main account, the Mauler tower is like 50 floors behind all of the other accounts. An artifact only for the raw stats. Yeah, he was, when I got the artifact, I believe he was just the first. I dodging hit points. So trying to keep him alive, which we can actually swap that to Nara because we'd like to keep her alive. And it's so little. The 1800 hit points. 7-34 though. So hopefully even if she gets a little bit of dodge, or if she does get a chance to dodge, keep her alive a little bit. Yeah, and Shamira will. So the only way you can get Arthur is through the guild shop. Yes, yep, that's the only place his gear is now. When he came out, you could buy it. It was $50 a pop for two of his items. So you'd have to spend $100 or $50 for him, and then $50 for each set of his gear. But yeah, the only place is the guild shop. And like I said, I've still never seen his weapon. I have everything else, but I've never seen his weapon. And I've been buying the emblems from the Labyrinth store, which I think his SI is at 27 now. So I almost have him fully built. I need, I think two more purchases from the shop to get his signature item to plus 30. And his weapon. And I'll have him completely geared and maxed out with the SI plus 30. And I like that you can actually buy his signature item emblems right out of the shop. Talk about the AFK guild rank. What do you mean by the guild rank, Willie? It's partially based on how much a hero is used. Oh, are you talking about like the hero rankings? Alt multiple. Yes, that's what I said. Nara can alt multiple times so she can use it. Yeah. Yeah, it was good to switch it over. She needs to get leveled up as well. Because I know she's not technically a tank. She's damage. And as you can see here, her as a tank, she goes down pretty quick. Yeah, early game, especially if you're new to the game, Shamira can tank. Shamira can sit in the back. Shamira heals herself. She kind of does everything. I mean, there's nothing. Replace Pharrell with Falks. Yeah, we haven't seen Falks yet. I like Falks just for the amount of time that he can do the confine. Pharrell was one of the early heroes we picked, which I like his ability. It seems like now, if you look, he gets dodged a ton. Every time Pharrell's, never pulled Pharrell once and only. Yeah, I've gotten lucky with him. And I've noticed on my Graveborn account that I pulled a lot of copies in the beginning, and then that was it. It's like they just completely stopped after a certain point. Just like when I had Isolde. I mean, I took him to Mythic Plus. I needed one copy of Isolde for like 6 months. Yeah, and that's why, Willie, I made the faction accounts. Was to try. There's so many heroes in this game that I have never used. Wukong being one of them that I've never used to any successful level. But a lot of the faction heroes like Scrag I've never used. Verk I've never used. Nara up until recently on my main account I never used. There's so many heroes that have never been used. And I don't know if did you guys see Lila's Facebook page? So I think they're taking a vote with what hero you want to see. That's the rare heroes. So I think they're going to take one or two of the rare heroes and give them ascended powers, is what I'm thinking. And that completes chapter 7. And Wukong still carrying all the damage. I think this is going to do... Yeah, it's going to do the same thing. So let's just do the exact same thing too. Swap over here for a second. Yeah, I know. The thing with Nara being in the front is she just gets destroyed, which we'll collect our loot here. She gets just destroyed because of the backline that's attacking her. How does it feel to play? Oh, yeah, to do all the bounty quests. Well, I did this on the faction accounts until I got high enough to not have to anymore. But even there, I mean, we're getting now Elite Plus gear, which we have absolutely none. I think that's our very first piece of Elite Plus, and we're just continuing the charge here, which I think I'm almost on VIP 3. Oh, look at that. Because now you get the VIP experience. So it might be a little faster because look, I don't know if you had this, Javid, back when you did the free-to-play, because now you get the VIP experience for chapter completions. So I get quite a bit more VIP experience. Just because of I get it for the faction completions or for the chapter completions, which they never had it before. I think my first hero was Rain and Athalia. Yeah, Rain was my very first hero too. I took her all the way to Ascended. She was my first Ascended hero. Added stars to her. I just got her to 5 stars on my main account, and still absolutely nothing. I mean, they did a rework of her signature item. It was actually the first rework, I think, to a signature item they did. And the exact same problem. I don't know if they thought they'd make her better, but absolutely no one uses her. Even if you look at the forums, they said she is the one hero, undeniably 100% fodder, to never take anywhere. Yeah, 120 level players now chapter 15. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I don't know, is it still capped at VIP 10? Because I'm not sure if VIP 10 is still the cap. It used to be capped with experience or with VIP experience. You couldn't go past 10 unless you actually bought something. Because before it was level 200 got you to VIP 10. So free to play, that was as far as you could go. But I'm not sure if chapter experience would give you enough to even get higher than VIP 10. Mezoth can interrupt normal skills. She can be situational. Rain can be situational. The only thing that I think black pilled is with her being situational is in most situations, with the amount of heroes they have here, there's a better choice than her. And a lot of times I find just a better hero. I've tried her a couple times, especially having her at 5-star. And I don't know which situation, or that I would put her in kind of in place of other. Can help push damage wall levels. You can still, yeah. You can start a new account. You just go up here and just click settings, select a server, and you can just switch servers. That's how so many people have so many accounts on essentially the same account. We just got that. We get more gear here, which will work. All right, so we got the labyrinth here. We unlocked more of the Peaks of Time, the Unrelenting Blaze. We finished the voyage, which is very, very cool. I don't think we have enough. Yeah, we do have enough for another summon, so we'll do another summon here. And again, the faction scrolls will save. More damage in chapter. So, got a couple more scrolls. Oh, bad summon. But we did get some more hero essence, which is good. I've been saving these, so we'll go ahead and use these. See if we can push the tower a little bit. We haven't done much in the tower, especially with this team. So we'll put Wu up front. And that was the old comp that I was using. Took out Sophia. All right, so let's try this. Yeah, Naru is so tough. He's one of the heroes that I think I'd like to see. If they decide to make some of the blue heroes Ascended, which is pretty easy since they have everything except a 4 skill. And already free to play feed 8 rains at this point. Yeah. And when you look at the light bears, where if rain could be food or you want to build rain to be situational, I would just use her as food. Even here, if I get copies of her, I'll use her as food, just because there's so many other heroes at this point that I can use and that I want to level up in the light bears, especially with Belinda. If you've seen her on my main account, how far she carries and how much damage she does, it's kind of crazy. What's going on, Lawrence? Yeah, and focusing on the faction accounts, it just takes time. And the big thing is when you're pushing through chapters and when you start getting faction scrolls for pushing through chapters, you can build the team up pretty quick, considering every faction scroll goes to one specific faction, so it's pretty easy. Big thing that did the push for the faction accounts, though, was when I got all of the fodder cards from, I believe, the Christmas event as well as the last event. Because the Christmas event gave me 40, I think you could get 40 fodder cards. I'll just get in where? With the Almighty. Do you have any giveaways? Pretty soon. We're almost at 3,300 subscribers, which is, to me, just absolutely insane. It's been, honestly, probably about 6 months, less than 6 months that I've been doing videos. And we're coming up on 5,000 pretty quick. It's usually like 20 to 40 people a day join. Try rain on the Namora guild. Boss on guild. Oh, to get like the energy regen? You'll get ascended version. Yeah, I'm not sure about the rare ones. How long are the faction account pushes uncut? The whole video, if I keep all the battles in, usually 45 minutes to an hour is the uncut. So just doing the boss battles, because sitting there and talking through it a whole entire video, that's a lot of it's the same for an hour or more, is it gets to be a lot because there's not that much variance in the battles. But I'm hoping we make a really good push here because we can use the stones. Shall I use gems to buy mythic items or summon for a chance to upgrade? Resh, I use the gems. Don't buy any mythic items. Never use gems for mythic items. Mythic items will come naturally. They'll come with AFK rewards. They come from a lot of different stages. Never buy gear with gems, because ultimately heroes you don't get for free, and gear will come in time. Yeah, you'll get the gear in time. I always buy the elite soul stones. If you've seen my videos, my shop video that I did recently, I always buy the elite soul stones, which I think are 90 gems or 110 gems for 5 stones. When you look at that, if you get 60 elite stones, so guaranteed an elite hero, it's, I think, 1,050 gems that you're spending to get all 60 for the elite hero. Good night, Sam. Thank you for joining us tonight. Yeah, so the main things I focus on in the store are emblems, if you need emblems. I try to keep the 220 regular emblems, just so if you have a hero that goes to Mythic that you need a signature item, you can go rate from 1 to 10. Always buy the hero essence until you hit a point where you don't need it anymore, which I believe it was around level 260, maybe 270. Where hero essence I didn't really use anymore, and I haven't used because I don't get enough hero experience to level up fast enough by the time I get essence. So at this point, Essence and my heroes are on, I believe, level 302. So we're definitely getting there. But in my case, where I need the hero EXP, I buy it every time it's in the shop. How much do you spend on AFK daily? Daily, I don't spend anything. I buy the subscription cards. So monthly on a normal account, it's I think $5 for one card, $15 for the other, so $20 for the faction accounts. But daily, yeah, Pride, I don't spend anything daily. How do you get Monkey to Tin Boy? When you run the Arcane Labyrinth for the first, I believe, 1 or 2 times, it gives you a ton of lab tokens. So I actually bought him in the lab. And I wanted to because I know this early for him tanking. I bought him in the lab as soon as I could to get him to Elite Plus. Well, tell him you want to... tell him you want to borrow his account from time to time. Someone tell me how to reply to anyone? I have no idea, Javid. I don't know what you mean by reply to anyone. Like if they send you a message. I know even in the developer notes, they were talking about how bad the chat is and apologizing for the chat. Oh, like when you do it here? Usually for him, it'll show up a different color. Did you buy Arthur from the lab shop? Mahira is a really good hero because of her CC coupled with her signature item. She's, I mean, when you look at the Celestials and the Hypogeans, they're the top 10 heroes in the game just because they're a lot more rare. They're a lot more tougher to acquire, and if you're not spending a ton of money. But I've seen a lot of people using Mahira in chapter 30 plus, 31, 32, 33. If you look at like Evil's account, he posted kind of one battle at a time. So essentially one defeat at a time. He said some of them take 50, 100, 200, 1,000 tries to defeat a stage when you're that far in the game. And Mahira they use for a lot. Just because Mahira is mass CC. So just like with Aziz and Mahira, is when you combine them with Rowan and the twins, as long as you can keep them up a little bit, they can start a perpetual, I mean, just super cycle of how fast they regen energy. So Mahira can actually be controlling a lot of the battlefield, a majority of the fight, once you get it started. And then coupling that with the coupling the fast with Frel. Frel's the other one because when their skills are going off so fast, not only is she controlling people, is some of the time between her controlling coming off and Frel's fear going on, the team can't do anything. And it's crazy to see how some of, you know, like I said, chapter 30 plus. What's going on, Madi? Make me a moderator. A moderator for what? How's everything going? I've got a Mythic Mahira, Mythic plus Rowan. Should I start building the twins now? The twins, yes. Just for the fact, the twins... I don't know anything you don't use them for. When it comes to the Twisted Nether bosses, when it comes to any of the guild bosses, when it comes to Riz, when it comes to a lot of different things, you'll use them for everything. Yeah, the twins is a hero. I mean, similar to Taylene, if you have them leveled up quite a bit, it just absolutely dominates. And there's so many things, just like Rowan. You'll use Rowan for almost every aspect of the game. But Mahira, there's a lot of places that. And look, another copy of Pharrell. Oh, that's awesome. That means we can get him up. There we go. Now he is elite. I believe we can get a couple other heroes up here too. Naru, we're not going to have enough fodder there though. But we're close. We can use him as fodder if we get a couple more copies. And I pulled a Shamira too, but very nice to get him up there. So we'll get some more there and we'll continue. And this is what I do with all of my accounts is just continue to go back and forth. Essentially. Is looking at the gear and looking at everything is just going essentially back and forth with the accounts is what I do a lot of times. I'll push the campaign till we can't beat a campaign stage. I'll go through and I'll run the labyrinth. I'll push the tower till I can't beat any more stages in there. And then I'll go right back to running the campaign again. If you had Rose, would you add her to the comp? Who would I remove? At this point, I usually have Rose in the front to, I guess, kind of off tank. But I have her drop back with Belinda. So I would actually probably swap out Nara or even swap out Pharrell. Just because with most battles is you have one main tank. Like here we have Wukong, who is the main tank. Nara is kind of the off tank, if you will. But you can also use like Rowan up here. I usually drop Rose right here to drop back with Belinda and then keep Rowan in the middle. But depending on the team comp, you can kind of change up. Because when you look, positions 1 and then 3 and 4 will attack the top tank. So making sure their survivability is high depending on what the team comp on this side is. But I'm still waiting just for your live stream. Well, thank you for joining us, Madi. Yeah, here it's 10:45. So we're almost at an hour. And like I said, at the live streams, when we hit about an hour is when the servers start going crazy. I think because of the amount of data the live stream takes. Athalia. Yeah, Athalia. Now, are you summoning? Are you just buying Athalia or are you doing Stargazer for Athalia? No, I don't either, and I usually don't use it. When you start getting a little bit higher, it'll screw you over if you're looking for Legendary Plus, because all that it bases on is looking for Elites to Elite Plus, but it doesn't take into account heroes that you have at Legendary or Legendary Plus to create more fodder. It happened with Veden a while ago on, I believe it was the Graveborn account. When we lost out on doing an Ascension getting a hero up to Ascended, buying from the Challenger store. Yeah, always buying her from the Challenger store. And a lot of people are kind of torn because a lot of people want to use Aziz versus Athalia, and they both have a lot of good attributes. Personally, I use Athalia just because of her DPS and her signature item. She does a ton of damage and a ton of burst damage. Let's see, we don't have enough there, but we did get a couple more of these. And this is where I pick up most of my stones between all the faction accounts, is picking all of them up through the tower. The tower has a lot of them. You do get quite a few in the labyrinth. And of course you get them here when you go through the actual, the Noble Society. So you get a ton here. But this account's free to play, so it makes it a little more difficult, but we pushed all the way from chapter 6 to chapter 8, so very, very cool. I'm using Brutus. Is he good? Yeah, Brutus is good. Yeah, Brutus is good. There'll be a point where other tanks kind of replace him, but because of his immunity shield, he's always a good tank. You know, there's a lot of viability with him because of his shield. And Naru is very, very, very tough because he gets his life back, just like Shamira. He has his own heal. So I think in a little bit I'll go ahead and run the Labyrinth, probably today or tomorrow. We have a bunch of offers here that we're not buying, but I believe we got another 10 scrolls. Look at that. So to continue with the summons, and I like doing the summons when we're live, and we still have the faction ones, and another elite. Hopefully we get someone good. So I should know. No, I wouldn't. I would not at all gaze for Athalia just because you can buy her. And look at this guy. If you guys have used Orthos, he's a hero I've not really used very much. But when you look at Endgame and look at his abilities, they're absolutely crazy. And how they work, like his Vigor, maximum health is increased until he reaches 150% of his maximum health. He's a very, very cool hero. I just lost the void. Oh, pseudo. Try it a couple times. I ran it 3 times today, and then I stopped it at the very last stage, and I actually borrowed Javid's hero, so I could get it done. Here's our Brutus, Shamira, Belinda, Wukong. Isn't the carry supposed to be 20, 40 levels above? Yeah, we're not at that point yet because I don't have any hero essence, just because we're so far. Usually, once you get your whole front line, so let's say these 5 to 200, you can raise a hero to 240. So whoever your primary is, getting them up to 221 or 240, getting them maxed out. Right now, it's just so early to do anything with a lot of these heroes. Did you make a video about reroll? About the faction rerolls? Or with the faction gear? Or like rerolling an account? Yeah, Celestials I've gotten pretty lucky with. And I would actually like to use him. I'll try him out in a little bit. Maybe next video I'll put him in. Because like I said, with his skill set, it's very interesting and it adds a lot of dynamic. Did you play at the Daily Labyrinth? I haven't done the Labyrinth yet. Nope, this one I haven't done the Labyrinth yet. But once you get far enough to borrow a hero, it's good to borrow a hero. I borrow heroes all the time. Mercenaries are probably one of the best things they added recently into the game, just because it is so powerful to borrow a hero. Because even when you look here at the Mercenaries, there's a lot of 5-star heroes, so I might get some of these in the future when Lucifer logs on. So hopefully, but they can carry you. You can only use them once, which even in this stage we can swap out. We'll swap out, let's say, Pharrell, and we'll just put in Ganji's hero on the back. Hippo, you don't answer your game private message at all. It's hard with the private messages because I don't know exactly if you're sending them on my main account. There's a lot of times I'm not on my main account. That's why I'd like them to change it up, and they just talked about in the developer build or the developer thoughts about changing it up a little bit, because the messages don't carry from an account. It stays to the account that you're on. So if I don't happen to be on that account for 8-10 hours, I won't see the message. And I've noticed that even when I put stuff in guild messages. How's it going, Mariana? I've put a lot of stuff in guild messages. Is when I log into another account that's in the same guild, I can't see any of the messages. So it's kind of weird. They have to fix chat. I mean, the chat's broken. So a lot of people that message me on Discord, I try to jump on there a couple times a day just to check what's going on. But if I'm logging in and doing Labyrinth and everything between all of the accounts, the messages don't carry over to a main account. It just carries to, have a good night. I'm about done too. We're at about an hour, a little over an hour here. But we beat the one boss stage, so we were able to push. And look at Rowan here with Sylvana. His damage mitigation to offset with energy. He just kind of sits here, and now she's stunned, and now he stunned her. And then you have your reinforcements coming in to take her out. Well, Nara actually just grabbed him right off Rowan. Answer in Discord. All right, I'll check out Discord. Because I got my iPad right here. And I'm hoping to get some legendary heroes at this point, just for the fact that I'm starting to see all of the legendary quests, the bounty board quests. So let me see. I don't have anything on Discord. I have Discord up right now. I don't see anything in Discord, Javid. Yeah, that first hit. Sometimes I use Pharrell or Falks for Athalia's first hit, or I use Rowan for the mitigation. Because a lot of times Pharrell will dodge. He'll actually just dodge the attack entirely, which is very, very nice when you do 0 damage. Can you use Fox? Who's Fox? Are you talking about Verk? Because I'm not sure if that's Verk. I don't think this account has Verk. I don't believe I do. If that's who you're talking about, because he kind of looks like a fox. Kind of like him? He's kind of like a really weird, bad-looking fox. But let me know. Let me know, Mahdi, who Fox is. So I think that will about conclude it for tonight. We'll try this stage one more time. I know Brutus is going to be pretty tough. Who is Fox? First check it doesn't get. I'm going to have to look at the moderator. I don't know. Like if it adds. Oh, adding you a moderator in Discord? I'll have to look how to do that. I actually don't know how to do that. Discord I'm relatively new to. I started my own channel. So there's a couple guides in there. There's a lot of stuff in there that is from White Sushi, if you look at some of the guides and everything. But I will definitely check out. Oh, Falks? I don't have Falks. We haven't pulled any copies of them. Is it worth upgrading Shamir's signature item? It is 2 plus 20. Just because there's a lot of events, there's a lot of things you're going to use her for. Don't go past plus 20, especially using red chests because of how rare they are. I would stick plus 20 or less. And like I said, I need some legendary heroes. So hopefully pretty soon. But that will conclude it. And thank you to in here. I can answer some questions. How do you make yeah, I'll have to look at that, Javid. Hop on Discord and I'll check it out. I don't even know. I don't know how to even add in there or how to make you a moderator, whether it's YouTube or whether it's not sure if it's just the chat. I don't see. I'm looking for some options. Yeah, I'll have to look. I think it's somewhere on YouTube. But like I said, that'll conclude it for the live stream today, just over an hour. Thank you guys for joining me. It's so much fun to live stream and answer questions and actually have some interaction and some conversation with you guys. But we pushed all the way to 812 from chapter 6. So kind of crazy. And big thing is, as you're pushing further, is you're getting more EXP, and I'm getting more hero EXP, as well as starting to get my Elite Plus gear on some of these guys. So I believe we got 2 or 3 pieces of Elite Plus gear already, just from the campaign. So thank you guys for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up on Discord. In any of my videos, it's got the little link for the Discord server. A lot of people have been hopping on there lately, so thank you for all the love and support there. And as always, have a good night.